So what is up, guys? I'm sorry I had to bounce a little bit quick on that Legion announcement because we actually had a lot more stuff to go over today, but I wanted just to get that video out the way for you guys to show you what's to come first. So without further ado, in this video we're going to teach you a little bit more about Legioning and a couple of the cards that we didn't get to go over in this set. And by set I mean the actual other cards that were released in Link Joke, well, set 18. So, knowing that Great Nature's coming out, they do have more units on the horizon. Cable Assistant Guru Wolf, when this unit attack hits a Vanguard, if it's a rear guard, and it's 20,000 power or more, draw a card. So if you hit a draw trigger, 5k to this, swing with a 7k booster, 21k, and if its power was 2,000, draw a card. Draw a card. Yep, it's a if this unit's power is 2,000, when the attack hits and it was 2,000 or more, you're good to go to swing and get the damage out with the boost, so that's nice. So let's go over the other Legion named Guru Tiger. What he does is you choose a card with the same name as the unit on your Vanguard circle, so the G2 Guru for himself, and discard it. So kind of like Persona Blast. If this unit is in Legion, what does it mean by is in Legion? This means Legion is in Legion means that you Legion this turn. So this effect only works once because it is in Legion. This is when he Legioned. This is the Legion effect going off. So I'm going to teach you a little bit about the phrasing on this because there are cards that say different, just so you guys get a little bit more clear picture on some units. So what the effect is, you choose two of your rear guards, and until the end of the turn, they get, during your end phase, when this unit is put into your drop zone, call this card to an open rear guard circle, draw a card, choose a card from your damage zone, and turn it face up. And then when this unit attacks a Vanguard, choose one of your rear guards, it gets 4,000 power, so it gets that Leopold effect. But the point of this is you can use this with Chat Noir and really bank on cards. You will draw a lot, even though that's not really good in Zero if you're not drawing all four of your PGs. But the good news is you got to get your intercepts back. So there's like another version where this isn't bound by Reverse Leo to power creep your columns. Does this need a buff to restand a unit when it attacks? Obviously. They did that for Reverse Leo. I don't see why they wouldn't do that for certain Legion units. So let's go over Illusionary Scientist Researcher Fox again for you guys. So how it works is you cannibalize one during your end phase when this unit is put into your drop zone from your rear guard. If your Vanguard is Legion, so is Legion means that's a continuous Legion. Legion is a continuous thing. You may pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your units on your Vanguard circle, so you got the G3 or itself. Search your deck for one card with the same name as that unit. Reveal it to your opponent, put it to your hand, and shuffle it to your deck. Now, obviously, this lets you open up your horizon to even getting the G3 again, where you can ride that G3. On top of this, recycle your triggers and kind of go about your options directly. I think that's another thing I like about this unit, because technically rewriting a Legion lets you recycle 4 more cards. So say you've been whiffing your heals, those are going to drop zone too soon, recycle them again. Keep doing this till you feel you're comfortable with your moveset. So let's talk about Magical Scientist. This is on the banner. During your end phase, when one of your rear guards is put into your drop zone, if this unit is Legion, so is Legion is, again, continuous, and just to show you a difference is if this unit is in Legion. If it is in Legion means you just did it. When it says if this unit is Legion, it's continuous. Keep that in mind. Of course, someone in the comment section might quote me and try to fix that up, but trust me on this when I say that, because I remember someone told me about this whole Legioning wording thing, and it was actually weird. Choose a card in your drop. So how it works is you choose a card from your damage zone, turn face up, then if this unit is put into your drop zone as the same name as the unit on your Vanguard circle, draw a card. So again, using that G2. And then it says choose up to 2 cards from your drop zone and put them on the bottom of your deck in any order. So again, you got to recycle more cards and cards with this. Not only that, but you got to add another G2 with Researcher Fox, so you keep on controlling your cards. Obviously, this effect's not good in Zero because we have to keep our intercepts. So obviously, he needs to have an effect where he restands or has a Leopold effect like Guru, and kind of keep your options open. That's where he also has the Leopold effect where he gets 4,000 power and then the unit retires. So that's another interesting thing to learn about Tester Fox. Obviously, Guru is also interesting to play, but Tester Fox is apparently going to be a triple rare, and hopefully they do buff him. So let's get into the Celestial. So this is when we get more Celestial cards. So when this unit attacks, this is a G2, name is Ha'el. This unit gets 2,000 power, so it becomes 11k. Then if you have a face-up card in your damage zone with the same name as this unit, on your Vanguard circle, so this is if you're Legion with this, you get the following ability. When this unit attack hits, counter charge 1, soul charge 1. So it's not like the best thing to kind of Legion with in a sense of, here and there. I mean, it doesn't really help because you need to be Vanguard and obviously get a counter charge. So, you know, you protect your CB, so on and so forth. Next, we have Dosage Celestial as model. This is the better Celestial. You CD1, put this unit into your damage zone. When this unit attack hits a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose a face-up card not named Dosage as model and call it to a rear guard. This also works with Danielle combos. So again, maybe you actually are connecting this card to the Legions, so you have a little bit more options with this and Danielle, and since you can countercharge, you'll always be able to play Danielle and set up an extra 2 attacks. That's the whole point of said Legion, why this Legion connects to both of those G2s. But let's go over the sec. When this unit legions, this is an effect where it says when this unit legions. So when you legion, this effect only happens once, or if you write it again and try to legion, then you can get it again. So when this unit legions, put the top card of your deck into your damage zone face up. Choose a face-up card from your damage zone and call it to a rear guard circle. And if you have a face-up card in your damage zone with the same name as a unit on your Vanguard circle, so the G2 controller Hail or as model, this unit gets 5,000 power. That's like worthless. They might just buff it since it might be their triple rare, so this card might go through a buff. Next is when this unit is placed on the Vanguard circle, look at 3 cards on the top of your deck. Search for a card amongst them, put it into your damage zone face up, put the rest of the drop zone, and then choose a card from your damage zone and heal it. So obviously it's just a Zariel play without adding cards to your hand. So interesting enough, she can go for either G2, so you have a bigger Legion option with this in case you wanted to go for your Asmodel combo, try to have Asmodel prepped. The only issue is you don't power creep the Asmodel, and we need to power creep the Asmodel to actually do certain combos. So very situation when it comes to this. Obviously this might go through a buff. We'll see how that goes. The other Legion is Holy Edge Celestial Machia DL. This one's actually the big one. This one only legions with the G2 as model. During your turn, if this unit is Legion, which means this is a continuous effect, all of your units in your front row get plus 2,000 power. Then if you have a face-up card in your damage zone with the same card name as this unit on your Vanguard circle, which leaves as model and this in your damage zone, you get an extra 4,000 power to your front row. Keep in mind this power is a floaty, so it's like Zachariel, but just for front rows. That's where the Osmodel gets her power play. That's when Danielle comes out with 13k. Obviously, your boosters are going to have to freaking be horses again, so you can get the power creep number to 22 and hit your opponent. Then it has another effect when this unit attacks the Vanguard. If you have another unit in the middle column, gain 3,000, so it becomes 23k. And then you're boosting with the back row, so it automatically hits a big magic number at the end of the day. 7,000. Go up to 30k, stuff like that. But keep in mind all of your front row, so this actually hits over 30,000. So this will be able to get over defense trigger. Next is the Genesis card. So since Genesis got announced, obviously we're going to go over it since Genesis was announced. Everything in the prediction video obviously did come true, besides we don't know the clan event. And we did get Seekers and Risers. We just aren't getting Metaborgs yet. They're probably going to release that with all the villain set. We won't get Linked with that villain set, but we might get Ripples with it. Ogforce does get a nice Ripple Legion that you're all going to love, and we're going to go over that in a Set 19 prediction video. But without further ado, let's go over the Regalia cards and possible things you might like. So we get a new Forerunner for Legion for Genesis. Put this unit into your soul. If your Vanguard is a Legion, soul charge 3. And then choose one of your Vanguards, and that unit gets plus 3,000. So you got to put this in your soul, and when this Legions is Legioned, so Legion is Legion, so continue, so on and so forth, you get a soul charge 3. Witch of Mice Korora. Now keep in mind, the witches aren't going to possibly come out this. They're probably going to come out in a future set with all the villains. Metalborgs, this, Bluish Flames, and all that stuff. So keep that in mind. But we're going to go over it anyway because they're Genesis cards, and we got to go over Genesis. So this one is a Witch of the Mice Korora. Put this unit into your soul, choose one of your units, and that unit gets plus 3,000 power. Battle Maiden Kukuku Hirime. Put this unit into your soul, choose one of your Genesis cards, and it gains 3,000. Witch of the Strawberry, so they get a new Forerunner of the Witches, so you will see another new PG for Genesis maybe, because it's a witch, and I guess witch names matter because witches have a specific ability to themselves. Next is Purification Regalia Pure Angel. Counterblast 1. When this unit is placed on the rear guard circle, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose your Vanguard that's a Regalia, and until the end of turn, that unit gets 5,000 power, and Soul Blast 3. When this unit attack hits a Vanguard, you may pay a cost and draw a card. So this leads to the question, Legioning with Genesis definitely is going to stick to aggressive triggers because certain cards like this actually get you the plussing. So I might go stands with Regalia in a sense, since she kind of crits and she kind of gets a push. This card's actually really good because the point of Regalia is they actually have really good backup units when you Soul Blast. Exorcism Regalia Shining Angel. When this unit is placed on the rear guard circle, choose up to 3 cards from your drop zone named Regalia and then put them in your soul. So something like this is always going to work out for you. You'll always be able to recycle your Genesis units, and that's actually really good. That's what we want. So that's why this doesn't get affected. You'll be able to maintain your soul with all your G1s and your G2s, obviously, because I'm thinking there's a G2 that does this too. So Regalia has a lot of that oomph, so that's nice because they can Soul Blast, get their effects off, and then you can recharge the soul again so you don't lose anything, which is nice. Witch of the Peaches Bellamy, so a witch card when it's unit attacks, if your Vanguard's a witch, so it's a 10k when it's in the front row. Regalia of Well Wishes Preach Angel, when this unit boosts a Legion, give it 10,000 power, 10,000 booster. Midday Regalia Hemera, when this unit is placed on the rearguard circle, choose up to 3 cards. Like I said, Regalia has units that are going to recycle your Soul Blasting. So if you had a Soul Blast to get a certain combo up, you can recharge from the get-go and keep it going so you never lose your soul. Your soul will always be stocked. So you'll be able to keep doing awesome plays. Would you have done Minerva as a final attack? I kind of would if I pushed my opponent to 5, because with Minerva, that's the GG's right there. Minerva's going to actually profit more off these units than you think. And that's what I like. Because if you have Minerva from set 15, the Legion's going to be really good, because the fact is, Yggdrasil is amazing. Witch of the Golden Eagles Jasmine, when this unit is placed on the rearguard circle, if your Vanguard is a witch, so name restrictions. You may pay the cost. If you do, you soul charge 3, and then it becomes a 12k, so that's usually going to happen. Regalia Fate Norn, when this unit is put into your dropson from the soul, choose one of your Vanguards, name Regalia, and it gets 5,000. So it's a little power creep moment, so you guaranteed a hitbox over your trigger lineup, so that's really good. I like. Blake Snake Witch Chikuri. When this unit attacks, if your Vanguard's a witch, it becomes a 12k. So obviously, if your Vanguard's a witch, it is a 12k already without it attacking. You already know. You know how Zero works these effects around. We're used to it. Witch of the Golden Eagle Jasmine. Combat Swarm. When this unit is placed on the rearguard circle, if your Vanguard is a witch, you may pay the cost. If you do, Soul Charge 3, and this unit gets 3,000 power. Did I copy that card twice? Whoops. Screw that. Okay, next. Okay, Regalia Fertility. Phrasia. Combat Swarm, when your Vanguard legions. So this is when it legions. This is the turn you did a legion play, where you return the 4 cards. You may pay the cost. If you do, Soul Charge 3, and this unit gets 5,000 power, so it gets its own power creeping moment. Why do I keep saying these things and with these effects? I want you guys to keep in mind when you're playing Legion, and certain effects says when your Vanguard Legion. That means the turn they Legion is when this effect is active. Anything after that, these effects become vanillas. So keep that in mind. I'm teaching you Legion as we go. Regalia Beauty Venus. When the goddess of the love be standard, what more could you ask for? Oh, it's not even effective. No, I'm stupid. Whoops. Anyways. Cosmic Regalia CEO Yggdrasil. Yega Smirnov. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so what she does is you Soul Blast 6. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if this unit is Legion, this is a continuous. See, when this unit is Legion, so it's a continuous. Legion is a continuous when it says is. You may pay the cost. If you do until the end of the battle, this unit gets +1 crit, and your opponent cannot call PGs to the Guardian Circle. So obviously you could do this. You could do Minerva. It's all the same thing between knocking a PG out with Minerva or just killing them at 4th damage, knocking out their G3s at 4th damage, so on and so forth. Keep in mind they can just Legion those cards back into their deck. I mean, keep in mind that's the whole point of Legioning now. You're able to recycle triggers, your PGs. So if they have a G3, they can just recycle it back. So it's not really doing so much now that Legion's going to be a thing, and we want you guys to lose more cards so you can Legion. So even if this card actually tried to hit and you knocked out the PG, that's fine. I mean, this is what I'm saying. Minerva's possibly going to be a really good final backup ride just to go for game, because the restand always help. Restanding Vanguards are always godly, so I don't see Minerva really leaving even the Regalia deck in general. It also has an effect when this unit attacks the Vanguard. If you have another unit in the middle column, gains 3,000, so it hits its power creep moment over the 23k, and so on and so forth. Next is White Snake Witch Mint. Obviously, we won't see this till the Villain Saga, but we're going to go over it quick anyway, so you have a better example if you want to save or not for Genesis. For witches, if you like witches, then you'll save for it. But if you like Yggdrasil, I like Yggdrasil. We're going to go Yggdrasil. All right, next. Soul Blast 6. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if this unit is Legion, you may pay the cost. If you do until the end of the turn, this unit gets 10,000 power, then all of your Witch rearguards, which is why they're making the PG available in Zero's format, in the front row get 5,000 power. So all your Witches in the front row get 5,000. So I don't see them making the PG because it didn't say back row. So whoops. But it kind of power creeps your units. Again, if you have 7k boosters, 21k columns each, magic number hitting, hit a trigger, so on and so forth, so you automatically hit. If you hit a restand, it's an automatic hit. 2 restands, automatic hit. Obviously, this other effect, Counterblast 1, if you have another witch card name in the middle slot, you soul charge 3. So obviously you're soul charging to an extent, but again, it's not selective soul charging triggers, so on and so forth. Where you're doing the soul blast to actually hit. The main point of witches is definitely going to be stand triggers because they're already power creeping the crap out of the game. So obviously you got to be on your toes for that when it comes to witches. But right now, if I was going to recommend getting anything, it's definitely going to be Yggdrasil, because Yggdrasil will definitely last longer for Zero's format when it actually drops. Regalia of Wisdom and Courage, Brenna Hildir. Believe it or not, they have an LB5 unit, Genesis, and I wasn't expecting that. It's a Counterblast 4 and Soul Blast 6. Choose up to 3 of your opponent's rear guards, retire them, and then draw a card for each unit retired. You draw from each retire, which is... I wish Iwa Gahime had this, to draw 2 cards after Soul Blasting 6. But it was too free because it wasn't... I mean, it wasn't too free. It's still Soul Blast 6. This just comes with extra sets with a Limit Break 5. But you get to draw cards, which is nice. I mean, endgame? Maybe endgame? If you... are running this, you got pushed to 5, you ride this, you go for game, because, again, 3 attacks on Vanguard. Maybe you would be running this. It is a triple rare. This could be the last triple rare in the set, if I can be honest. Not witches. It won't be witches, but this would actually be the last triple rare right next to Yggdrasil. I could see it just because Counterblast 4 and Soul Blast 6, kill everything and draw cards is really freaking good in Zero's format, so killing the intercept game is amazing. So I actually might run this. This is actually interesting to see an LB5 unit in Genesis. Witch of the Eagles, Fenil, so witches have another legion, so witches get 2. This is Soul Blast 3. During the turn that this unit legion. See? During the turn that this unit legion. Now remember, this is a once per turn effect. At the end of the battle that this unit attack the Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, search up the 2 witches in the card name, reveal them to your opponent, put them into your hand, and shove it. Alright, so this is why it's a once per turn, because this would be busted if this was infinite. So technically, you got to try to add your PGs. Now I see. Now we're definitely getting. Okay, this just confirmed we're getting a Witch's PG. That just confirms it. No debate. So you'll be able to add cards to your hand, PGs, thin deck, and all that. During this unit legion, at the end of the battle, that unit attack the Vanguard. You may pay the cost. If you do, look at the 5 cards. Add 2 witches. So again, 2 PGs or intercepts or whatever you need to finish off your combo, and then that's it. Or you grab another one of her if you want to do the effect again, till you get all your PGs. So you kind of play it almost like it's OTT. Interesting enough. Counterblast 1, when this unit is placed on the Vanguard circle, you may pay the cost and you soul charge 3. So witches are looking like really interesting, honestly. Midnight Regalia Nyx. When a card with the same as your unit on your Vanguard circle is put into your drop zone from your soul, if this unit is Legion, so is Legion, if this unit is Legion, this unit gets 5,000 a critical until the end of the battle. So the is means it's continuous. Is Legion continuous? This unit gains 5,000 power and a critical. So obviously the cards that are randomly getting soul charged into your soul is actually going to benefit you. If you have the G2 Hermera and this in your soul, by accidentally soul charging, you technically gain the crit. So that's nice. You can soul blast 3 if the number of cards in your hand is 3 or less. Draw a card. So again, you can add cards. This lets you plus a card. This might actually be another triple rare. I don't know. Double rare seems more valuable because it's Soul Blast 3 to draw a card when you have 3 or less. So technically, if you're missing cards, you need a tiny bit of a hand, you kind of can go for it. So you kind of get like little pluses with Genesis in general. Regalia of Love Cypress. When this unit attacks Vanguard, gains 5,000. If this unit is Legion, this unit gets 5,000 power till the end of the battle. And then when this unit attacks Vanguard as a rear guard, 2,000. So this is more and more of like those common Legions you don't run. So that's pretty much it for teaching you guys more about Legion and the wording. Keep in mind the wording does matter, and some of the effects could become vanillas if you don't draw them when you're about to do certain Legion effects. So keep that in mind when you are going to be starting up your Legion journey in set 18, which we won't see until like maybe August in Global. May, June, yeah, July. Yeah, August we're going to see this in Global, okay. By August, so after the summer, we're in Legion, folks. So next, this wasn't a video just about these cards, actually. There's a reason why the title's named Possible Seeker Meta, because I ran into a couple of Seeker cards, actually, that are actually pretty shocking, to say the least. And I gotta say, they're really good. So let me pull that up for you guys one sec. I don't need you seeing my phone pick cheese. Don't worry, there's nothing that you think there is, but, you know, just for privacy purposes. So anyways, So this may be a Japanese card, but this is a promo Seeker card that is actually on hit countercharge 1. So lo and behold, the time Royal Paladins actually get a countercharger was by the Seeker era, the Legion era, Seekers. This is when they finally get a countercharger. Will Bushy actually drop this? We don't know. But if it does drop, this leads into a very high tier Seeker meta. And I say this because they're going to have 2 ways to countercharge. The G1 for Blaster Blade Seeker and this G2. So you'll be able to retire, hit power creep columns, and still swing depending if they don't hit a trigger. If they don't hit a trigger, they take a guaranteed 3 damage. Because obviously you're going to have a booster behind the Vanguard, and it's going to be that 6k that lets you put a card at the bottom of your deck and draw 1, so you filter, but cards are going back to the bottom, and you're able to do certain things. There's another Seeker card named Seeker Light Blaze Dragon. But Seeker Light Saber Dragon. So this card may or may not come. We'll see. It's another promo. You counterblast 2 cards, and if this unit is Legion, choose up to 3 of your units, and those units get 5,000 power until the end of the turn. So this is where I think this is where Soul Saver Dragon is, because apparently Seeker Dragon is actually based off PPO, PPD, and lore of Vanguard lore. So this explains why Seeker legit turned into a freaking Power Ranger Dragon, and that's that. Also, its effect: choose a card from your hand and discard it when it's a Vanguard. When this unit attack hits a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. Search your deck for 1 card with Seeker. So it's got a Zenith effect, but you discard a card from your hand. So you need cards in your hand to make a multi-attack. But the funny thing about this is it's not CB. It's not a CB effect. So if this hypothetically comes to, this is not going to be a bad backup ride at all. This would be really, really good. Yeah. Shockingly enough. And also, there's another countercharger. When this unit attack hits a Vanguard, if you have a Vanguard with Seeker's card name, choose one of your other units, that unit gets 5,000 power. Never mind, this wasn't a countercharge. So, Seekers are going to have 2 countercharges, but this G3 is really interesting to kind of see play out, because in Zero's format, calling anything you want by discarding 1 card is really nice, and you can set up really good columns if you hit a trigger. So, draw trigger for this is really going to be good, because you're going to have plenty of fuel for it, and just see how this effect turns out is going to be amazing, especially with this G2 countercharger. So what I also want to bring up in this video is pretty much how can you go about your Seekers deck, like what's going to make it really like pounce and really just be the next meta. Obviously you can still run the Gancelot package because Legion's a thing now. You can return your Blaster Blades. You can search those guys early. You can play them as an intercept game. Play a heavy intercept game almost every turn. Heal out of your damage. Recycle your Gancelots. You're out of Blaster Blades. You Legion said Blaster Blade. And lo and behold, you're back at square one with all your heals and Blaster Blades in the deck. Not only do we have the Blaster Blade Forerunner 2 that searches out a Seeker, most of the deck is going to be Seeker G3s besides Gancelot, so you won't really lose momentum. So my thing is, this is going to be the one deck that's going to have a lot of good engine, has a really good engine. Almost close to Brawlers. Almost close. I mean, you'll be able to keep up a nice intercept game. You're going to be able to do a lot. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do here. And honestly, it's going to be crazy to see how Seekers play out in Japan. I see them doing really well because they already have 1 countercharger. If they get the G2, I think the deck's going to be really, really good because that's the whole point of why they made Blaster Blade Seeker a CB2, because that only leads to one thing when it turns out it's a CB2, because you know they're getting a countercharger, but we don't know if they're getting 2 counterchargers right away. If they get 2 counterchargers, then I'm going the Gancelot package. If I'm not, I won't really focus on the Blaster Blade package too much, but I might just for the lulz, because anytime you would draw a Blaster Blade or a Blaster Blade Seeker and you have CB2 to pay it, I go for it. And if you have the back row, it turns into a CB1 play. So again, another little positive here for when you're playing the game. Like, it's crazy. It really is. Seekers have actually been on my radar now ever since I read a couple of those cards. So I'm like, yeah, this Seeker could be a big possible meta. I mean, they're going to have a lot of ways to get intercepts. They'll almost be the equivalent to freaking Neo Nectar's Musketeer game, but we'll see how it plays out. Obviously, 2 countercharges definitely helps, because if you can't heal, just countercharge back up and keep doing the effects, and you can decide if you want to do the effect or not, or do a restand effect. filter cards. You kind of just go about your play how you see fit. That's the whole point about the back row 6K from gold. The fact is it's a 6K booster, but it's all for the Vanguard. You boost with that with the Vanguard, so you countercharge 1. So if you have CB3, you spend 2 to retire, you boost with it with the back of the Vanguard, you countercharge, you CB2, ride Soul Saver, go for that play again, and then you're kind of good to go. So Seeker has a lot of way to use their effects, and if you try to Legion again, you put your Soul Saver Dragons back in the deck, or you try to bring them back into the deck first with the 6K, so obviously if you draw all your copies, throw it back to the bottom of the deck, now it's back in the deck, and then you re-ride. Alright guys, that's all we have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this nice informative video. Thanks for watching guys, thanks for keeping up with Wolf Thunder Ranger and his journey through Vanguard and all the plays of Legion. Y'all be good, y'all stay safe, and I'll see you all another time. Peace.